Sairam children, welcome back to our science class. Today we are going to continue our lesson, that is lesson number 4, matter. So before we enter in the lesson, let us revise what we learned in part 1. So ready for recap children? Yes. Now, can you name the things that we see around us? Yes. We can see a remote. We can see a box, mask, photo frame, pen stands, sofa, table, TV. Yes, we can see the speaker and lot of showcases, toys, lamp, fan, AC, curtain, window, table, chair, and a lot. And from outside also we can see, yes, we can see the plants. Yes, we can see the buildings over there, tall buildings. So we can see vehicles. Yes, we can see the vehicles, roads. So many things we can see around us. Now, why we are listing all these things? Yes, because all the living things we see, such as animals, birds, plants, and the non-living things such as balls, books, woods, and many other non-living things we just listed. All these things are made of matter. All these things are made of matter. That is why we listed the things around that we see around us. So children, the things which have weight and they take up the space, that is called matter. So anything that has weight and take up the space is called the matter. So what is called volume? The amount of space matter takes up is called its volume. Okay, matter is made up of tiny particles. As I showed you in the part 1 video, the example of chalk I showed you. So you remember children? So what is matter made up of? Matter is made up of tiny invisible particles called molecules. So example I showed you, the chalk. So we can break these chalks into pieces. Now students, if you break a chalk, what would you observe? Yes, you would find that it would break into smaller pieces. So you can see that smaller pieces of chalks. Now if you keep on breaking these pieces, so if you keep on breaking these pieces, so what will happen? So they become smaller and smaller, and finally they become powder. Yes, and finally they become powder. Now you know what the scientist will do? Scientist can break down these particles, that is this powder, even further into many more tiny that they are no longer visible. So understood? So what can the scientists do? With this powder, we can break the chalk into tiny pieces, and further if we keep on breaking, it becomes a powder, that is molecules. Now these scientists can break down these particles even further till they become so tiny that they are no longer visible. So these tiny invisible particles are called as molecules. So matter is made up of tiny invisible particles called molecules. We also discussed about the three states of matter, that is solid, liquid and gases. So what is the example for solids? So which is strong? You can say, you can give any example like pencil, book, yes, computer, TV, whatever it is. And for the liquid, anything that flows like water, milk, juice and all. And for the gas, yes, water vapor and air. So children, what are solids are made of? So what is solid? Solids have a definite shape and volume. In a solid, the molecules are packed close to each other. That means solids have a definite shape. They have the same shape and the same volume because their molecules are packed close to each other. So these are the examples we saw, and these are the molecules. So this tiny circles, can you see? These are called molecules. When you compare these molecules, that is solid molecules, liquid and gas, you will understand why the things are called as solid, liquid and gases. Since the examples of stones, tables, books, they all are very strong because these molecules are tightly packed. They are very close to each other. They don't have any place to move here and there. So the molecules which are packed close to each other, they are called as solids. So example, pen. So is pen can flow like a water? No, pen is a pen. Either you keep it on the table or you keep inside the bag. It will be in the same shape and the volume also will be same. And the example of book also. So when you take a book, either you keep it in a bag or keep it on the table. The weight is same and it does not change its shape. So solids will not change its shape. So these are the examples. Now next we'll move to liquid. So children, what is liquid? Yes, that is A liquid has definite volume but no definite shape. In a liquid, molecules are not packed to close each other. They can move around freely. So the liquid take the shape of the container. So if you take a liquid in a glass, it will take the glass shape. If the same liquid is transferred to a bowl, it will spread and it will take the shape of the bowl. So that is called liquid. Example, water, milk and juices are the examples of liquid. And look at these molecules. They have the space in between them so they can move freely. That is why the liquids are moving freely. We can pour it into any container and it will take that shape. Can you put the book, if you, I gave you the example of a book also. If you take a book, keep it on the table, it will be the same shape. If you keep it in the bag also, it will be in the same shape. But liquid, when you pour the water in the water bottle, it take the shape of the water bottle. And the same liquid, if you pour on the plate, it will take the shape of the plate. So example, yes, coffee, juice and water. Let it be any kind of liquid. And we also learnt about the gases. So what are called gases? Air is a gas. And these molecules in a gas are far away from each other. Right? So they move around freely in the space available for them. For example, when you blow a balloon, so you can see the molecules here. So there are so much space in between them. So that is why they get scattered anywhere as they like. So for example, I gave you the blowing of a balloon. So when you blow the balloon, the air is squeezed inside the balloon. And when you leave it out, when the gas comes out, when the air comes out, it spreads around the room. So this shows that molecules in a gas are far away from each other. So I'll give the example of a perfume bottle. So you must be aware of what is perfume bottle. So what do you have inside? Some gases are there inside. When you spray that perfume bottle, the gas comes out and it spreads all over the room. So this shows that molecules of a gas can be squeezed in a small container or they spread out in the large space and it occupies a larger volume. Now this we learned in part 1 and now we are going to learn change of state. That is how solid changes into liquid and liquid changes into gas. So what we are going to learn? Change of state. So we learned that there are 3 states of matter, that is solid, liquid and gas. So this is a magic like. So change of state means a solid will become liquid and liquid will become gas, and again in the reverse process this gas will become liquid and liquid is going to become solid. So children, is it really surprise? Now I'll show you some experiment or activity, you can say. You just observe that activity and you can understand how solid becomes liquid, liquid becomes gas and vice versa. That is, gas will become liquid and liquid will become
solid. So ready for the activity, children? Yes. Now for that activity, before that, I will tell you what is that activity and how it is going to be. So a few ice cubes will be shown. I hope you all know what are ice cubes. So in the activity you can see what is that ice cube, and that ice cube you are going to take it in some container, and then the ice is going to melt. The ice will start melting when we remove from the fridge, and it turns into water. Now, as you should, now you will take the help of adults, that is help of your parents, and then you are going to try this activity. But I think no need of trying. You can see just what I'm going to show you now. Now the water will evaporate and escapes into the air as steam. Okay, now this is the picture. The first picture is the refrigerator. We are going to remove the ice cubes, and the bowl. We are putting some ice cubes in the bowl and it starts melting. And then when we keep on heating, that liquid will turn into gas. Now, real activity I'm going to show you. So, ready, children? Here it is. Remove some ice from the refrigerator. Yes, this is what the ice which I have removed from my refrigerator. Now allow them cool. So here you can see some ice. So I have left them to cool it. So what happens? So can you observe? Yes, the ice is melting and it is becoming water. So ice is a solid. Ice is a solid. So on cooling, it becomes water. That is a liquid. Now let us see how this liquid changes into gas. So what you have to do is remove this water in a pan. Now we are going to see how ice, that is water, the liquid which changes into gas. Now we are going to take the melted ice water and we are going to pour it in the pan. Yes, now some ice are remaining to melt. So you can see how the ice is melting. So on heatings, it becomes water. That is liquid. That is liquid. On further heating, water is going to change into gas. So it is taking little time to get the water heated. So can you see the water is getting heated? Yes. Water is getting heated. And now observe, children, the water is going to change into gas. So water is getting heated and we are going to wait till the
water turns into gas. Now children, can you see some black color, something is moving? Yes. It is not visible properly. So now water is turning into gas, which is called water vapor. So from this activity, we learn that a solid becomes liquid on heating. A liquid becomes a gas on further heating. So on cooling, the opposite reaction takes place. That is, when water vapor is cooled, it changes into water. And now children, we are going to see the reverse process. That is, gas to liquid and liquid to solid. Now, we are already heating the water. The water is getting boiled. Now, cover the pan and allow the water to cool. Now we are allowing the water to cool. Now after some time, we can see the water vapor that is formed on the plate. So now we are going to open the plate. Observe the plate. So can you see the water droplets? Yes, there are some water droplets. Now the water is cooled and we have seen the water droplets. Now this liquid droplets, when we keep it in the refrigerator after it completely cools, so take the same liquid and keep it in the refrigerator. Now after some times it becomes solid, that is ice. Yes. Now liquid has turned into solid. So children, what did we see now? Yes, we saw the ice. So ice is a solid. On heating, it becomes water. On further heating, water changes into gas called water vapor. And also we saw the reverse process. That is, a solid becomes a liquid on heating. So we saw this activity. And a liquid becomes a gas on further heating. And on cooling, water vapor turns into water. And when the water is cooled, further it changes into ice. So we saw the first activity and the reverse process also. So thus matter can change from one state to another on heating or cooling. So from this activity 1, what did we learn? Matter can change from one state to another on heating or cooling. Now let us do the second activity. The second activity is I'm going to show you some butter and the wax. So have you seen the butter? Yes, it is in a solid state. Now I'll show you how the solid is changed into liquid. And in the case of wax also. So do you know what is wax? So when we burn the candle, what is the candle made of? Candle is made of wax. So I'm going to show you with the butter and the wax. And I will show you, and sorry children, and we are going to see a piece of iron. But this activity with taking the piece of iron we cannot do at home. It is done in a factories, in a big furnace, because iron cannot be heated at home. Now so butter and the wax will melt when it is heated in a pan. And iron also melts on heating. But as I said, it is not done at home. It is not that easy to do it at home because iron needs a lot of heating to melt. So this cannot be done in home or in school. The heating of iron is done in a furnace inside the factory. So we'll have a visit to the factory and let's see how the iron is melted. So this is the piece of butter and this is iron. This is how the iron is melted here. Now I'll show you the activity, how it is done at home. So ready children? Here we go. Now we are going to do the second activity, that is to observe the change of state. First we are going to take a pan and some butter and a piece of wax. Yes. Now the first experiment is, we'll take a pan and place some butter in the pan. Now observe what happens to the butter. So this is a solid butter. Now we have taken the solid butter and added in the pan. So can you observe what's happening? So on heating the butter starts melting. When it starts melting, it becomes a liquid. So the solid butter now changed into liquid. Now the same liquid butter, when it is cooled, then again it changes into solid butter. That is, liquid is changing into solid. Now let us do the same activity with the help of the wax. Now in which state it is? It is in solid state. So wax is nothing but the candle. So the melted candle I have taken. So this is the piece of wax. Now you will take another pan. So you will take another pan now. You are going to heat the pan and you are going to add this wax in the pan. So now wax is in solid state. Now observe carefully what happens when it is heated. So we are heating the wax now. So can you see the pan and it is lighted? Now slowly the solid wax is turning into liquid. Yes, you can see some water vapors also. Now the wax has completely turned into liquid, and on further heating it is changing into gas. So can you see the gas now? Yes, it is flying, raising up. Now this solid wax, now on heating it has changed into liquid, and on further heating it is getting changed into gas. Now again, when this liquid is cooled down, after some time the same wax will turn into solid wax. So students, here we come to an end of this today's session, and we'll be continuing our lesson in part 3. So until then, stay home, stay safe, and the assignment is given. Complete that assignment and keep it ready for the submission. Bye bye children.